And then obviously your tenure with the Steelers comes to an end. You wound up in New England. How different were those teams? And I guess the locker room's culture. How different were they? Because you're trying to beat the heck out of them for over a decade, and then you join them. How eye-opening was that for you? Can you walk me through any differences that you saw, James?
The big thing in New England is just, especially for guys who say they didn't like it there, it was horrible, It's for people who aren't used to discipline, aren't used to regiment, aren't used to having to follow the rules of every other person. And like I said, I enjoyed my time there. I didn't have a problem with it. And it's the Patriot way because they win. And if you have to do your job and so-called not have fun at it and win, I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
So like I said, I enjoyed myself. I had no issues with it. Even when, I got there, I still had a regiment of, body workers that I had come in. They made sure that, if it was something that they needed to do to accommodate room, space, whatever it is, so that my people could be there to work on me, they did that, So, like I said, I have no qualms or, issues with how they operated or did anything there.
So you, James Harrison, when you joined the New England Patriots, you told Belichick or somebody that, hey, I've got X number of people that are going to personally help me with my training and my physical regimen, and they made the space for those people within their construct? That happened?
No, not within their construct. Like, say we have like Super Bowl, went to Super Bowl.
Yes.
And you have to get, obviously, hotel rooms. So if that space, I couldn't get it, they would help me to get that, so that I made sure I could have the people I need there so that I'm able to function and be able to play at optimal level. So it's not like, no, you can't just come to the facility, get your own room and have nothing like that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, because with Brady returning to New England next week, I mean, that's going to be front and center, James, quite a bit about the TB12 and his trainer and how much accommodation that Belichick and the rest of the organization was willing to make. I mean, you had a front row seat for all of that in 2017, it seemed like.
And to be totally honest with you,
yeah,
I mean, he was there, but I never saw him.
Brady's trainer, you mean?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they had their own area that they would go to, or office, I guess, and that's where he would go get his treatment.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he even allowed other guys who wanted to, get treatment to use him, and so on and so forth. But like I said, it was not like, oh, don't go in this area because Tom and their training. No, it was nothing like that.
Right.
You free flow like a regular locker room.
And did you see anything between, Brady and Belichick that made you think that this is somewhat, dysfunctional in a way? Because, again, this is the sort of stuff that we might be hearing towards the end.
It's that is all, like, manifest. Like, that's just stuff that the media was making up.
Mm-hmm.
I sat there. I looked for it. Believe me, nothing. They still functioned as if
for it. I love that.
Everything was perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, okay, the Patriots have their own stuff going on like other teams do. And I get there and it's like, wow, I see why it's us versus everybody. And that's the mentality they use, because from what I've seen and what I, read, it is night and day from what is being told and what is actually happening.
James Harrison.
That's why they bond together and stick together and thrive the way they do.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.